My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic. Today I'm viewing Tommy Hilfiger Into the Surf. This is 1999 for 100ml. Am I the only person that sort of thinks that 1999, why don't you just say £20? Is it only me? I don't know, I like things rounded up. Yes, but that is the mathematician in me. I like things rounded, perfect sort of symmetry. Anyway, the top notes are cardamom, bitter orange, ginger, violet, white pepper, clary sage, many apologies for Tweebit Van Whiskers, but he gets triggered by the sound of motorbikes. He doesn't like the vibration, so he's off screaming. So if you hear a dog screaming, it is Tweebit Van Whiskers telling me that there is a motorbike. I hope the joys of dog ownership. The heart notes are ginger, violet, white pepper, clary sage. The base notes are ebony wood, vetiver. Do we have our fragrance samples? Are we engaged with our high self? Let's get testing. So this is masses of citrus as the top notes. So this is linalool sort of, and acetates as the top note. That is initially what I'm getting, and it sort of grabs you. It has been juxtaposed. There is some salicylates in this, which salicylates can give a really good support to very heavily linalool creations, and linalool smells very dry. So this is primarily very dry. This smells undoubtedly masculine, and I've smelt this before somewhere. There's something in this that I'm smelling that's very familiar as well. There's absolutely Parma violets. So this is a very violety feel to it. And this is exactly the notes that are coming down. I really, for this, the notes are exactly what's, so it's saying it has the bitter orange, and then it's got the sort of the slightly spiciness. This reminds me of something. And then the violets are coming in, and then it's got a peppery note. The musks are really lovely. So this has some clean ethyl brass weight and some wood compounds in this to give support and backbone to this. But the violet is very, very overwhelming. So if you don't like violet and Parma violet notes, you absolutely will not like this. So this reminds me of Parma violet sweets. So I'm getting memories being triggered off when I was a kid. I don't know if you have this particularly in America, but there were these little purple sweets with hearts in, and they were, I think they were called Parma violets, and I can taste them now. So yes, I think a lot of you are aware now. I have this thing. When this first started, there were some lovely viewers who said I have this thing beginning with S. And it basically is that if you tell me a colour, I taste it. And I can just taste the Parma violets crushing in my mouth and the dry powderiness to it. And I'm getting lots of memories of childhood being triggered off. So I'm just tasting and the crunching. And yes, I don't even make it, but I can taste the crunch of, like, I don't know what the backbone of these sweets are. So I'm crunching down on these sweets and I'm tasting it. And I love sweet things. I'm quite a chocoholic, and I love sugary things. And I'm surprised. Yeah, that's why I'm surprised I've got such good teeth, actually. But yes, I used to go through packets of these. So I'm quite. If I like something, I tend to binge on it. So yes, it just reminds me of a kid now. So that's the thing. I'm getting the violety sort of taste. I can just sort of crunch. It's going to be quite a difficult review because I feel like I'm back at primary school, and so my mum used to give us 50p pocket money once a week on a Friday, and me and my sister used to go to the corner shop at our primary school, and we used to get sweets, and these were one of the sweets. And then also we didn't have sugar when we grew up. My mum and dad brought us up on really home cooked food. My mum was still is a fantastic chef cook, so we grew up on home cooked food. So we used to walk once a week to this shop. So I used to grow up in Cornwall, and the nearest sweet shop was about 1 mile away. So we used to walk with if we didn't go to the shop at school, we used to go walk a mile with 50p get 50p's worth of sweets, and then I used to eat all mine and then eat all my sisters, because that's what big brothers do. Anyway, there is some sort of cedarwood in this as well, so this is a very masculine smelling fragrance. Into the Surf. How do I feel about the name? This has some ozonic compounds in it to give sort of lift and elevation through it. Yes, I think the name is sort of quite applicable to it. If I wouldn't have thought it was particularly ozonic, but I think it does sort of smell, and I'm thinking of it a little bit like that. But I'm just getting the overwhelming ride of Parma violets. So I'm gonna have to go and look and see if they sell them now. Yes, I'm terribly sorry, I just want to eat Parma violet sweets now. How hysterical. So, on to my final thoughts. Let me remove the Parma violet childhood memories and let me go through it with you. I think this is a really good day scent. I think it's very, very inoffensive. I think it's fabulous for the money, and I think it's really well created actually. So I'm going to go through the marks. Technically, I think it's a little bit simplistic actually, because it's sort of dried down to a masculine smelling, citrusy thing. So I'm going to mark it to 3 out of 4. The price, absolutely fabulously worth the price. 2 out of 2 is out of 5. Do I like it? This is really difficult. I think the marks need to sit at a 7, because I think it's a... No, actually, I think it is really good, because I'll tell you why I've changed my mind. Because the Perfumer would be given a brief that we want this to sell for $19.99, so they had to. That is more difficult than me coming with an idea and just throwing expensive raw materials in it, because I particularly want to. I think the skill in this is really, really good. So I'm actually going to mark this. I think it should sit at about a 7 and 8. So this is going to get a 7.5. Really, really inoffensive. I think this is for all skin types, but especially lighter skin types. I think this is really good for the day. I think this is really good if you are working a scent or a day off scent, or going to the cinema with your friends, or chilling out, or going for a coffee. This reminds me of another fragrance which I've reviewed. There are some compounds in this that are in 1 million. Go and smell them, spray it, leave it to dry down, and you'll smell. There are some similarities between the two. I don't know if the houses are made the same or the perfume are the same, but there are some similarities. And it may be the sweetness, the overbearing sort of sweetness. So there is some, not massive amounts, but there is some similarities. Maybe it's 20-30% has been built that way. But the Parma Violet is sort of like massive notes. If you love Parma Violets, again, it's another clean linen smell, and you'll absolutely love that. I don't particularly like it because, as you know, I like my fragrances based out. If you were to buy you want a cheap fragrance recommendation for the day, I think this is really good. If you like violets. So I hope you love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe, all that bullshit. For more frantic dancing hands and more fragrance reviews. And I'll see you soon.